Well, hello again. Here we go. Today's October 29th. And what is October 29th? Who knows the answer to that question?
Not me. I want to call.
Okay. Your turn.
Say hello.
What are you going to say, Steve?
Say hello, okay? Hello.
What were we just saying a little while ago? Or were we singing? Let's sing that song again. Okay, do you want to sing it, Linda? Okay, Diane, you going to sing? Steve, you going to sing? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Max. Happy birthday.
Don't call him Uncle Max.
Well, that's who it is.
No, it's it.
That's Uncle Max. It's his birthday today. He's 39 years old.
I want to call him 99.
Is he older than Andy Williams? Well, let's see.
Happy birthday, Uncle Max.
That's the way. Now that you caught on, didn't you? Well, we thought we'd let you know we're all alive and well. It's been a while since you've heard from us.
My turn.
And so we thought we'd better send you a tape.
Yeah.
Stephen, I wish you wouldn't hold on to that mic because it makes a terrible noise in the recorder.
Tape recorder?
Yeah, tape recorder. Well, like we mentioned, it's October 29th and it's about 7:15 here. We're back on Pacific Standard Time as of last Sunday morning when daylight saving time ended around here. So well, I just thought I could just try to catch up on a little bit of the news. I don't know if we can get this all done. I'm supposed to go to a meeting at 8 o'clock at somebody's house in the neighborhood. They're having a we had I think I told you about this homeowners group that was trying to get this park deal resolved, and anyway, they're trying to just organize for general purposes, whatever that may be. That's one of the things I hope to find out tonight. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. Speaking of our park, it's coming along just fine. They started work on it in April. I believe it was April. And right now it I would say is 90 to 95% done. All that grunting and groaning is Stephen, who's insisting on hanging on my back here while I'm trying to do this. But we the park is all of the grading is done. Here within the last week they planted the trees and shrubs, and they're finished. They were putting in the picnic tables, and there are still a number of things to do. The park building is done. They don't have the lawns planted yet, and they don't have anything in the children's play area yet. But that should be coming along. I would say in another month's time the thing ought to be just about done. The only thing they are not going to complete at this time are the tennis courts and the basketball courts. Everything else is supposed to be done. We had a little bit of a hot spell today. I don't know how hot it got here, but up at the airport it was in the I'd say in the high 70s. Bright sunshine, no breeze, and consequently it was a bit smoggy, which is Darlene said it was 85 out in the forecourt today here. But it's a nice evening. Of course the sun's gone down, but it's nice and still, no breeze out. Kids are getting excited about Halloween, only a couple days off. I planted some pumpkins in the spring, and they were supposed to be Connecticut field pumpkins are, they say, giant jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Well, somehow these seeds apparently didn't get the message, because we only ended up getting 3 pumpkins from the 3 plants, and the biggest one I don't think is any more than a foot high. 2 of them about the same size, and the third one, which is smaller. So it's not going to be, well, they're big enough. We'll have 2 jack-o'-lanterns, but they aren't anything huge. Prices for they're asking for pumpkins around here, it was worth the time and effort to put them in. We also had some popcorn I planted this year. Had 4 hills of popcorn, and popcorn, as I remember it and as I've been told, it always grows kind of short, doesn't get very high, and the ears don't get very big. Well, I don't know, maybe this is a different strain of popcorn, but this stuff, gee, it grew to be about at least 7 feet tall, and we got good plump ears. And I took them off and I left them in the sun for a while. I've got them in the garage drying now, but it's still not dry enough, so we'll wait until it dries before we try to pop it. I've decided to put in a winter garden this year. We had pretty good luck with the garden this summer. We planted in the spring. I planted well, it was before we went. Let's say, I guess it was in June. Yeah, we were up in Seattle for a week, and our neighbor took care of the garden there. I'd planted it, but it hadn't come up yet. We planted some green beans, and I'll tell you, the green beans, if I had took care of it better, and had I known, we would probably still be harvesting green beans. All summer long those things were coming. We planted yellow beans, and we've still got some of them. They're still producing. But I didn't go treat the I didn't spray the plants for insects, and there's some kind of little white flies got all over the bean plants and ate the leaves off. But other than that, things were still going strong when I finally pulled them up. We had a lot of sweet corn. Well, not an awful lot, but we had several plantings. In fact, I put a planting in mid-September, I think. I'm not sure, maybe early September, and I don't know if it's going to make it or not. The plants didn't grow very tall, and I see they're trying to tassel already. I don't know if we'll get any corn or not. It's getting a little bit late. We've already had some cold weather in the evenings. We've had a fire a few times in the fireplace already. Although you wouldn't know it tonight because it's so nice out. As I mentioned to you, I started a winter garden. Of course, you're restricted. You can't plant things that need a lot of hot weather, like corn and tomatoes, and beans, and that sort of thing, squash. So what I've restricted it to is lettuce and peas. I'm going to try peas. They should do around here in the winter. And planted some spinach, which we had some in the spring, but it gets too hot around here in the summertime for spinach, so I planted some of that. Also planted some more Swiss chard. And I planted some broccoli. That does real well. We had some volunteer broccoli out there last winter, and it was just perfect in January. So I went and deliberately planted some in a flat, and transplanted it here the other week. So we should have some broccoli. Also planted some more beets. We had some beets this summer, and they did quite well. And Darlene canned a bunch of them, and she pickled them. And boy, I don't know, this recipe she used, it was just great. They're just, well, they're not too sour, and they're not too spicy. Just got that kind of a nice spicy taste. Really are good. Also planted some more radishes. We have had several plantings of them. And I tried planting, I don't know how it'll do, it's planting some more dill. We had some dill this in the summer garden, but I planted some more. I've got a lot of spices, or not spices, herbs planted around, and the dill has got so many uses, and so I just thought, well, I'll plant some more and see what happens. What do you got, Steve?
Soap. Soap.
Soap. Who gave you the soap?
Wanda.
Wanda, how come she gave you the soap, and where did she get it?
Well, 2 she got from the place where she went, and 2 from where her, you know those, in the bathroom they have those open things?
Yeah.
That's where she got 2.
Well, where did she go?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know where she went. Where she got? You said she got those where she went. You don't know where she went? You told me a little while ago where she went. She went the same place that Mommy and Diane and Daddy went. Where was that? Where was that?
Well, she got this someplace else.
Oh, she didn't get those in New York. Oh, I see. Okay. Do you have your Halloween costume already, Linda?
Yeah.
What are you going to be?
I'm going to be a queen.
A queen? Yeah. Going to have a gold crown? Uh-huh. You're going to have a mantle?
What's the mantle?
Well, that's something you wear around your shoulders. You're going to have that too? Uh-huh.
You mean that thing that goes around the dress?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're going to have that? Okay, good. What's Stephen going to wear?
Well, I guess you're going to wear that, and I don't know what Steven's going to be.
Oh.
Mom doesn't either.
Oh. What about Diane?
She's going to be a witch.
A witch? Boy. Who else is going out? Is Maureen going to go?
No, I don't. Diane said probably she's not going to get to go.
Oh, too bad. She's been sick, hasn't she?
And Diane said probably she has somebody that gives her stuff.
Oh, somebody else will go trick-or-treating for her. You know, when I was a little boy, we never said trick-or-treat. We always said, help the poor.
You told me that one time.
Did I? Oh. Oh, I know what you wanted to tell. What was it that you were complaining about Grandma? What was it you kept saying, Grandma, about giving stuff?
I said she didn't give me much stuff.
Who does she give much stuff?
Diane.
Oh, she gives all the stuff to Diane and doesn't give you anything?
Well, some stuff, but not very much stuff.
Oh, I see. What did she give Diane? What was more than what you got?
Sometimes jacks and junk like that. That stuff that you make to put dinner on, you know.
Put what on?
On the table.
Oh, the dishes. The dishes. She gave Diane that? Yeah. Then what'd she give you?
A doll and another doll.
Well, now that's a lot of things, isn't it?
It doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like a lot? I don't know. It sounds like a lot to me.
I want to tell her what I'm going to get for Christmas.
Oh, you're going to tell? Okay. Tell Grandma what you're going to get for Christmas.
No, well, how do you say that, though?
Well, I don't know. Oh, I know. Yeah. What? What is it called?
Rings and things.
Yes, rings and things is what you want for Christmas.
Mhm.
Good. Okay. Let's see. I know we haven't told. We haven't told Grandma much of anything since we were back there. We were back there in August, and then we got back here. Oh yeah, I guess we did send them a postcard from Yosemite. Remember when we went to Yosemite? What did we stay in when we were at Yosemite?
Tent.
Tent, that's right, but it was, well, Grandma knows about those tents. She stayed in them, and so did Aunt Lois and Aunt Mickey. They're the tents that have a floor in, and they have beds in there.
Dad, know what?
What?
How come we had to take that thing to put under the bed?
What thing was that we put under the bed?
I don't know, cuz.
Well, I don't know either. But I'll bet you anybody listening to this tape is going to guess, but that ain't what it was. What did we put under the bed?
Well, when we were in tent, remember you brought this long thing that had the little hole that was on the silver thing?
What did we put under the bed?
In a tent.
In a tent.
Under the bed?
Yeah.
Of Stevens, I slept in a tent.
Oh, you mean the
Oh.
guardrail?
Yeah.
Oh, the guardrail. Oh, okay.
The bed rail?
Yeah, we didn't really put it under the bed. We tucked it under the mattress. That was it, so that Stephen wouldn't fall out of the bed.
Well, if he was on the other side that had the part where he won't, how come he couldn't do that?
Well, the tent was on that side, and we kind of hoped the tent would hold him in.
Because it had that move stuff?
Yeah, we went to Yosemite, and we had a nice trip. We were there. The weather was hot and dry. We before we went, we came back here from Michigan first, and spent a few days here. And I wanted to get the car in shape. Had the thing tuned up, and the front end aligned, and had the oil changed, and all that jazz. And with all these precautions, it kind of irks me. We got to Yosemite, and car worked good. And going through that Central Valley, the temperature was up around 100 degrees, I guess, or more. But we had air conditioning, and it really felt good. Well, we got to the valley, and then the car started acting funny, and it kind of bothered me a bit. We got up to wanted to go up to Glacier Point the next day, and in fact we did go. And I found out that the car, if at kind of low speeds, it would tend to backfire. Well, it was backfiring and everything, and kind of lurching. And but if you stepped on the gas, it would go. So I figured, well, if something's wrong, but maybe we can get the thing up there and back. So we got up to Glacier Point and looked around there, and came back on down without any real incident. But still, it was kind of an annoyance. And then Friday. Well, we left on a Friday evening, come back to back home, and we were coming down, and the car it was working okay, but it was getting pretty ratty. By the time we got into Merced, it was really acting bad. So, what to do? Well, coming on into Merced, something that made it a little bit worse. There was some young kid in a car, I guess it was a Chevrolet, with oversized tires. Apparently he had it pretty well hopped up, but he was going real slow until you tried to pass him. Then he'd step on it. You couldn't get past him. Then, of course, it'd be in a single-lane road, or two lane, one lane in each direction, and windy and hilly. There weren't very many places to pass. Every time we'd come to a place to pass, this kid would speed it up. Well, it wasn't much you could do about it. It was kind of irritating, but we just kind of sat back, didn't try to pass him. And yeah, I don't know if he was drunk or what. I saw him throw a beer can out. Well, he finally turned off before we got into Merced, and we took off. And we got into Merced and got some more gas. And I happened to be a mechanic there, and he was just didn't work there. He just was there getting some gas in his own car, and he told me what he thought it was, and he felt that I could get on home without any trouble. Well, we got in the car and drove about a block, and that car quit, and then it wouldn't start. So I put the hood up and put the emergency flashers on. We were kind of in a bad spot for it to die. Well, while we were messing around trying to get it started, we got lucky. Highway patrol came by. Told him it wouldn't start. He was slowed down. I said it won't start. He said, I'll be right back. Well, he must have said something on the radio. One of his buddies came up. Another highway patrolman came over and told him couldn't get it started, and he said, well, he says, there's one garage I can recommend. He says, up to you, but he says there is this one garage, and I can give him a call, have him come by and give you a tow. And he says, if you have him tow you in, if there's anything, he'll work on the car if that's necessary. So I said, well, why don't you give him a call? So he called on his radio, and we had to wait a while for the guy before the guy got there with a tow truck. In the meantime, was talking with this highway patrolman, and he indicated that mentioned something about a complaint about some guy driving funny on the highway. And I said, well, wait. He said coming from Sonora, not Sonora. I can't think of the name of the town now. but it was the way we had come, and got to talk with him, and apparently it was the same kid that was ahead of us. So we remembered it was a blue car, and Darlene remembered he had blonde hair, and I remembered that he had oversized rear tires. And the thing that griped me is I had memorized, I thought, the license number, but I'll be darned if I could think of it. But anyway, we gave this information to the highway patrolman. He radioed it in. What do you got on? You gonna wear that on Halloween?
That I won't tell Grandma what we got from the store today.
Okay, tell Grandma what you got from the store.
It looks like you could have a sign that says you want a walnut.
Yeah. Yeah, well, tell Grandma about the store.
Know what we got from the store today? We got some glasses with a nose and a hat.
Yeah. It's for Halloween, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For
That's
Halloween.
cute, Steve. Careful, wait a minute, you're gonna get over my rope. Careful. Well, anyway, just to make a long story short, this guy came with a tow truck and checked the car out, found out what was wrong with it, didn't have to tow us, found out this part that had been replaced as part of the engine tune-up, the capacitor in a distributor had lead had broken off, and got another one, put it in, and we were on our way. So he also recommended a place for us, a drive-in for us to eat there in Merced, so we ate before we left, and then the car worked fine. We drove on home, and so what could have been a very unhappy time turned out not to be so bad after all. I dread to think of what had happened if that thing had lasted for another 10, 15, 20 miles. We'd have been on a freeway which goes through some beautiful but desolate country, and it could have really made a unhappy time out of it. As it was, it happened in almost downtown Merced, and it was easy to get the car fixed. Well, I had 2 more weeks vacation in this month, early this month. I took it off during the World Series. I knew that it was going to be different this year with the playoffs, so I had a guess at what weeks to take off, and as luck would have it, I hit it perfectly, so that I was off during both the playoffs and the series. So then I thought, I got greedy, and I thought, well, I didn't have the word on the playoff schedule, but I had the feeling that there would be a travel day, so that there were the first 2 games would be Saturday and Sunday, and then there would be a travel day on Monday, and then the playoffs would continue Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as necessary. Well, on that basis, I arranged to work Monday, and start my vacation on a Tuesday. The idea being that if for some reason the World Series got rained out and it dragged an extra day, that I would still be there. I wouldn't miss the last game. And of course, as you may know, they did not have a travel day for the playoffs, so I missed the final playoff games. Both of them ended. Both the Baltimore Minnesota series and the New York Mets Atlanta series ended the same day, and so I missed both of them. But I did get to see the whole series, and it was a good one. It was worth taking off for. Got a few things done around here. Got that stupid Sears Roebuck washing machine fixed again, and got a few other things done around here. But I've been back to work now for a little over a week. Some of the films we took at Yosemite, I sent a roll of film into Kodak. They have a processing plant right here in Palo Alto, close by. So I made one of these, bought one of these mailers and sent this roll of film in. Well, actually, we've sent in 15 or 20 rolls of film to Kodak, and they've always done a good job. Well, I guess our luck ran out. It was a roll we had started at Yosemite and finished up after we got home, and they botched it, and I mean they really botched it. Apparently what happened, it was Ektachrome film, and they ended up apparently processing it with Kodachrome, using the Kodachrome process, because the little cardboard holders that the slides, the transparencies come back in, said Kodachrome on it instead of Ektachrome. I know the film was Ektachrome. And not only that, but they weren't properly mounted in the slide holders, and you could see the sprocket holes and things like that. Plus that all of the pictures were this kind of a brownish red tinge to it. It was just miserable. So I called and complained to Kodak locally, and the guy was very apologetic, but they make it plain. They won't, the only thing they'll stand good for is the roll of film and the mailer. They sent me a new mailer and a new roll of film, and so I just hope I don't run into that again. The guy told me that that in addition to all those faults, that they were also at fault by not having caught it and sending me, advising me that they had somehow goofed and just automatically making it good and apologizing. He said they've got quality control people who do that, and they didn't even catch it. They sent it back to me like everything was just normal. So anyway, that's the end of here we go. Well, here we go again. Side 2 here. Let's see. While I was on vacation the second time in October, my technical 20th anniversary with the company passed by. A little hard to believe, isn't it? 20 years. Actually, I've been out here 21 years. But because I was on a leave of absence for a while, they backdated my seniority date. So technically, my seniority date is October the 10th, 1949. And of course, that day itself doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what I was doing that day. But it's just a case of what the date ended. Originally, it was August the 12th of 48. When I first came out here, but they backdated it to because of the leave, the time I was on a leave of absence, and it just ended up October the 10th. So anyway, that's the day that everything's figured on, and some of the fellas I work with, we a lot of times go out for lunch on Friday anyway, and so they decided they were going to have a little thing there, and we went out to lunch, and they had cake, and then I went in to pick up my check. Oh no, I went in on Monday because of what I told you about working at Monday, which turned out to be the last playoff day. And the secretary brought in a bunch of cupcakes, and then they presented me with a 20-year pin, with which it's the first one I've gotten. The 15-year pin was the last one, and that was a lapel pin. But as you probably know, they don't put lapel buttonholes in lapels anymore, so there wasn't any way to wear it. So now they, just shortly after I got mine, the 15-year pin, well, then they started making a tie tack out of it, and so I got a tie tack finally. And so anyway, it's a nice pin. It's got 3 little diamonds in.
12 minutes.
So then I went back to pick up my check on Friday. Made a special trip out there. Took Linda and Stephen with me. And Stephen wanted to see the airplanes. And they gave me my new travel card. It was starting, as of right now, with 20-year seniority, you have unlimited passes. So it's a travel card. I don't have to worry about running out of passes anymore. And of course, that's handy now that it takes us 5 passes to go anywhere. By the way, Mom, when are you going to come out and see us? I believe I told you that it's no longer necessary for you to travel during our vacation. You can travel anytime. And it's still a pretty nice time of year out here, and it should be for another month. If you'd like to come out, let us know. We'd be glad to have you. You mentioned the last time we were there that your little recorder wasn't working too well. And those things with those printed circuit boards and all, they're kind of a nuisance to work on. It seems to me that the information that came with that machine indicated you could send it to Chicago, and the company would repair it for some fixed fee. It seemed to me it was nominal. I've been meaning to write him and ask him about that, but it seems to me that probably what they do, if there's something that's like, it sounds like probably that amplifier board has gone sour. That's what it sounds like. That might not be it. It might be the head. I don't really know. But I know it was full volume. It didn't seem to work quite right. But it seems to me that it can be fixed nominally just by sending it to them. And it's something like that you don't see very often. It's kind of a job to try and fix yourself anyway. So anyway, I'll let me find out if I can how that works out, and you might be able to. You still got that box, I believe, that it came in that little styrofoam container that it was in. You could probably just wrap it up and send it to them. Let me see what I can find out anyway. But in the meantime, if it's not working right, you could always play tapes on Max's. I'm sure he'd be happy to let you use it enough to play tapes on. Well, I don't want to hog all this. The kids are in taking a bath now, and Darlene, she's got some stuff to tell you, and so I'll just stop now, and if she doesn't finish this, I'll maybe have a few words on the end.
Hi all. I got Stephen all washed. The girls are in the bathtub now. Ron's getting ready to go to his meeting. I guess, Mom, that Donna probably told you about Stephen and his fluoride pills. That was a really horrible experience, and I don't think it really hit me until about a day later when I really got to thinking about it, and it affected me more then than at the time, I think. He's quite a guy. I took him to the doctor here about a week ago. He was outside with Ron, and the wind was blowing, and it blew our side door to the garage shut, and Stephen's finger just happened to be in there. So he cried for quite a while, and his finger got all puffed up and black and blue. I took him in to the doctor, and he didn't think it was broken because he pressed on it, sort of, gently at first, and Stephen didn't seem to respond in any way, so he pressed a little bit harder, and Stephen still didn't respond, although Stephen was kind of playing this game, well, maybe if I ignore you, you might go away. Yeah, he was a little bit bashful, but anyway, the doctor didn't think that there was anything too bad, although he did say to call back or to check back with him if there was any problem, and there hasn't been, so evidently it was just a real bad bruise. That Stephen is really a lot different than the girls as far as getting into things. One day he got into our neighbor's garage and got into some paint, and he had paint all over their garage and all over him, and oh, what a mess and what an embarrassment. And not only that, but he's had so many things happen that the girls never did. And tonight he got into Ron's injector blades and kind of cut up his fingers a little bit. So we've had to put those up. I don't know, there's so many things around that you just don't seem to think of until something happens. And actually we've been so lucky with him, because nothing seems to stop him from getting into things, and he reminds me of Jamie. I think I mentioned that to Donna, and I just hope the worst of it is over with. I don't think I can take too much more of this. You really have to keep an eye on him. We finally got a chair to replace our swivel rocker in the family room. That is, we don't have it yet. While Ron was on vacation, we finally went out and did some looking around, and we found a chair that I thought would go just beautiful. And it was at a wholesale place that we have a pass to get into. And they said that since we had the station wagon, we could just take the one that they had and bring it home and see if it fit. And if it didn't, they had it on a 24-hour hold. But anyway, they said if it didn't go with the rest of our furniture, we could bring it back and they'd give us our check back. Well, we got it home, and sure enough, it didn't go. So we carted it back in the car and back to the store. And a few days later, I went down to see if I could find another material in the same type of chair. It was a beautiful chair and really comfortable. And anyway, it was the same problem again. You know, it's hard to tell whether, just from a swatch, whether it'll match or not. And so anyway, I asked the salesman if I could bring this one swatch home that I liked and bring it back that same day. And he said, okay, so I brought it home. And it seemed like it's going to go just beautifully in here. So anyway, it'll take about 6 weeks to have the chair made up and delivered from Tacoma, Washington. It's where the company that makes the chairs. I'm really anxious to get it done, and I hope that there isn't any problem so we can have it before Christmas. Also, I'm planning to get wall-to-wall carpeting in the family room. This oval rug that we have in here right now is really, it's kind of falling apart, and it doesn't really go that well, I don't think. And it's always a nuisance to have to dust around the rug. I don't know, I guess I'm just sold on wall-to-wall carpeting. I think it's so much easier to take care of than floors. I hate to mop and you know, to get down and scrub and really get it clean all around the edges, and then to wax it, and then the kids seem to spill on it. Whereas the rugs, I've noticed where the kids have spilled on rugs, if you clean it up right away, it doesn't, especially with these new rugs, it doesn't seem to really show. Even if you don't get it cleaned up right away and get back to it later, the spots come right out. But anyway, I'm sold on carpeting. My folks got back from Honolulu a couple weeks ago. They really enjoyed themselves. My mother called a couple nights ago to tell me that my brother was in the hospital. He had an attack of appendicitis. It wasn't anything serious. It didn't rupture or anything. And but my mother has recovered real well from her surgery too. She said there's still a little bit of soreness and all, but she's bowling. I guess her average has gone down a little bit. But anyway, she's right back in the swing of things, is working at my dad's store and doing all her usual activities, which is real great. And I had mentioned to my doctor about her having the breast removed, and also the fact that her mother had died of breast cancer. And my doctor said that he wants to keep a pretty close watch on me, maybe have x-rays once a year. Well, cancer, as you may know, is not, you don't inherit it, and yet the tendencies, I guess, the tendencies to get cancer can be inherited. Well, I think the girls have finally quieted down. They were having a gay old time in the bathroom, just about their bedtime. I meant to write to Lois before this to thank her for the gifts that she had sent to the kids. The girls got a big kick out of the dolls. It's always fun to have things alike, you know. And Stephen thoroughly enjoyed the little car and truck. He thought that was just great. I could hardly get him down for his nap. He just sat there so fascinated for the longest time, and he still gets a real big kick out of him. I think that's one of his favorite toys that he has. I'm really sorry I haven't written to you before this, Mom. I really had such good intentions of writing right after we got back from vacation. And, well, I don't know. I guess I'm just not a very good letter writer. We do think about you a lot, and we'd like to see you again soon, and really enjoyed ourselves while we were there. But anyway, I hope you'll forgive me for not having written before this. I've been busy sewing here the last, well, I've always been pretty busy sewing, but I've been busier than usual the last few days. I've volunteered to help out for our Christmas bazaar at the that the PTA is having at the school this year. And it's all articles that people have made. Right now I'm working on some Barbie clothes. And also I'd like to make a few aprons, the same style that like the one that you made for Linda. You remember the one that you made? You did it, I think you did it all by hand, and it's really cute. It's a cute style anyway, and I thought, well, maybe I can use that as a pattern and to make some more for the bazaar. A lot of other women are making aprons, and of course the doll clothes, including the Barbie doll clothes, and covered waste baskets and bean bags, and I don't know. There's just so many different things that everybody is it seems to be contributing their little talents towards. It's kind of fun making these Barbie clothes. They are it's kind of small dresses and all, and yet they're kind of fun. I have a pattern that I borrowed from one of the neighbor gals, and it's actually several patterns or several different styles, patterns all in one package. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. Everybody has donated different materials, and it's kind of interesting and fun going through all these boxes of material, little scraps of material that they have, picking out what you want to use or what anybody wants to use as far as making up whatever they're working on. In case you were wondering what that strange sound was in the background, that was Stephen gargling with water. I hope that's what he's gargling with. I don't know. I've got everything else locked up that he can possibly get his hands on. I think he's imitating his father. I'm just sitting here looking at little cut flower arrangements. So we have two little vases of flowers, or one big vase and a little vase of flowers that we got from our garden. We've had so many just shrubs and mainly shrubs and trees and all, and not really too many flowers. And this year we planted the dahlias, and of course our gladiolas were very pretty. But anyway, I have some dahlias and some asters in the house right now. And we also had some zinnias that were very pretty. I think next year I'll even plant more, because they're so nice to be able to cut them and bring them in the house, as you well know yourself.
Well,
What'd you say, Stephen?
I saw all better.
You look kind of wet. How'd you get all wet?
I don't know.
From gargling?
Yeah.
You got your pajamas all wet.
Let me wet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, what are we gonna do?
Take it off.
You want to take it off?
Yeah.
Don't you like it all wet?
Yeah.
You like it wet?
No, take it off.
Oh, okay. We'll take it off. What do you got in your hand?
Take it off.
What's that?
That's a soap.
It's a soap?
Yes, that's mine.
Yeah. And who else got soap?
Minted.
Minda's?
Yeah.
Oh, can't you say Linda?
Yeah.
Okay, say Linda.
Minted had soap.
Oh, Minda did, huh? What did Daddy buy you last night?
What?
What did Daddy buy you last night?
What?
What did Daddy buy you? What did Daddy get for you?
What? What?
What did Daddy get for you?
Huh?
The flies.
Why?
Yeah.
I got you on a whack.
Yeah, you got your cute on all wet. Did Daddy buy you a helicopter?
Yeah.
Do you like your helicopter?
No. Right here. Right here.
Oh, he's going to get it. Okay, come tell Grandma.
What?
Can you tell Grandma?
Yeah, go grab it and tell your helicopter.
Yeah, that's right. That's a nice helicopter, huh?
That I got it first birthday.
A birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had a birthday.
Got your cue on the wax.
Yes, I hope we have another cute on to put on.
Put it on
Yeah,
the wax.
all wet.
There's a birdie.
Is that a birdie?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's a picture of a birdie, huh?
Picture of birdie.
Yeah. What else do you want to tell Grandma?
Grandma's helicopter.
Grandma, is that Grandma's helicopter?
Yeah.
It is. You gonna give it to Grandma?
Yeah.
You gonna give it to her for Christmas?
No.
What are you gonna give it to her for? Her birthday?
No.
No?
It's not birthday helicopter.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very interesting.
Helicopter broke.
No, it's not broke. The wheels just came off.
The wheel came off.
Uh-huh.
Oh, can't. Maybe.
Can you do it?
No. I did it.
Oh, that's good.
I
He's
want-
talking pretty good these days.
I want to go Grandma's helicopter.
Oh, okay. I hope Uncle Al is getting better. I know you mentioned in your card, that our anniversary card that you sent us, that he wasn't feeling too well or had been in the hospital. I'm already starting to think about Christmas. In fact, I even have a couple of gifts bought already. I wrote some notes on my calendar last year to start Christmas shopping early, because I had marked down the deadline for mailing packages to the East was December the 2nd last year, which is awfully early. So that means I'm going to have to get busy and get more of the shopping done. It just seems too early to even think about it, and yet the stores are all starting to get prepared, and I guess the way, in this day and age, you really do have to start early in order to mail things and make sure that they get to where they're going on time. I have no idea what to get the Weidman boys this year. They're getting big, and it seems that so many times the older the kids get, their tastes change some, you know. And I know that Diane has been changing. She lately has been. Excuse me here. As I started to say, she's been getting very conscientious of how she looks, and seems to take quite a bit of pride in her appearance. She still likes to play with the little dolls and all, and well, she likes anything that's pretty, I think. But she's growing up, and I guess it's inevitable that it has to be sometime. But yet 8 seems so young for her to be really as concerned as she is with the way that she looks, and yet I'm glad too, because I like to have her look nice, and well, she does too right now.
Well, got back from the meeting all right. They were organizing this homeowners group, and I ended up as second vice president. Could have been worse. I could have been running the show. A week ago last Sunday, Linda and Stephen and Diane and I went up to Menlo Park to look at the moon rocks that they had on display there. They had 2 weekends, Friday, or that is Saturday and Sunday. Well, whatever those. It'd be the 10th and 11th and the 17th and 18th of October, I guess. We went on Sunday the 18th. And I forgot about it until the last minute, and wasn't sure what time they closed, so we just drove up there. Got there a little bit before 4, and they were open until 5. Well, there were a lot of cars. It took quite a while to find a parking place, and there was a long line. we stood in line about an hour and 15 minutes, and they had like a house trailer there with a lot of photographs, moon photographs, and they had a display at one end. It was looked like almost life-size astronaut on the surface of the moon, although the dirt he was in, which was made in little craters, they had marked it as simulated Earth soil. Then after you went through the van, and you had to line up to go in and actually see the rocks, which were in a little glass case, and there were 2 lines, and there were a total of 6 displays, 3 on each side, identical types, but different specimens. And it was kind of interesting because the way they had it set up in this lobby, you could look at these rocks, and if you look back out the window, it was about 5 o'clock, 5:15, you could see the moon rising and actually see where these rocks came from. Of course, they didn't look like much, but nevertheless, it was interesting to have seen them. Diane and Linda got something out of it. I doubt that Stephen did. Linda knew that these were the rocks that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin got from the moon. Well, it looks like this thing's about done. I don't know how many turns are left here, but anyway, I'm sorry we were so long at getting back to you. But we're all alive and well, and hope that this finds you the same. And say hello to all of the family, all of the Hunts and Weidmans, and Diebels. And we hope to hear from you soon. And again, happy birthday to Uncle Max. Let us know, Mom, if or when you want to come out, and we'll make the arrangements, get the tickets and all. It's a nice time of year. If this weather holds up, it'll be just great. Well, we'll see.